Donald R. Jones, inviting you to join us on Talk What You Know, Hard Talk, the new edition, where you become the expert. The barber, the beautician, the beauty shop, those are the people we're going to talk to, the grassroots people, the people in the community who really knows what's going on. You know, the street knows what's happening before anybody else. So we encourage you to join us each and every Wednesday at 11 a.m. on Talk What You Know, Hard Talk, on NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com, where you become the expert, where we explore politics, business, ecclesiastical issues, and everything that impacts you on a daily basis. We encourage you to join us every Wednesday at 11 a.m., where we bring you exciting people from the community, talking what you know, hard talk, no holds barred, where you become the expert.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Monroe, Louisiana, 772. Contact Lois at 504-348-1492.
Hi, I'm Sheriff Joe Lapinto, and you are watching the New Orleans Talk Network.
During times of family stress, if you need a church to hold your funeral services or a hall to hold your repast, you can contact us at Bethesda Community Event Center at 504-348-0132. We can accommodate all your repast and funeral needs, from a preacher to perform the services, to an organist that plays the music, the ability to stream it live for those who can't make it, and more. During your time of need, all of your arrangements can be made under one roof here at Bethesda Community Event Center. We're here to serve you. Give us a call when you're in need at 504-348-0132. Give your loved one a great homegoing event. Come second line at our center.
This is Congressman Cedric Richmond, and you're watching the New Orleans Talk Network.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
Are you looking for a home to live stream your next event? Give us a call here at Bethesda Community Event Center, the only place on the Gulf Coast that can host and broadcast live your wedding reception, your baby shower, business seminar, and any other special event. Give us a call at 504-708-9454 for more details.
It's your girl Spice Divas, the marketing diva, the host of Red Lip Talk podcast. Check me out every Monday at 1 p.m. on New Orleans Talk Network. Where do I begin? We have so many amazing guests, from politicians, gospel artists, barbers, beauticians, entrepreneurs, and so much more. If you want to be a guest on our podcast, definitely tune in so you can see what we're doing every Monday at 1 p.m. on New Orleans Talk Network. Mwah!
Still dealing with hurricane damage on your roof or damages to your home in general? Call Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 or visit stepconstruction.com. Step Construction.
Turn my back.
Welcome to Talk What You Know, Hard Talk Editions right here in the New Orleans Talk Network studios here in metropolitan New Orleans, Louisiana. You know, it's just never ceases to amaze me. Yeah, I'm reminded before we get started on the show, I'm reminded of Godfather 3 and slow down. Godfather 3 and in the movie Michael Corleone says, the more I try to get out of this, the more they pull me back into it. God knows this is not something that I wanted to talk about. We had a whole nother show planned, but man, I tell you, a city gone mad, a state gone mad. You can't make this up. This is just beyond comprehension. You can't make it up. I mean, somebody couldn't create a novel that plays like what's happening here in the New Orleans metropolitan area. Who would believe what's going on here? Today we're going to deal with First They Came. That's the title of the show, First They Came. And it centers around parallelism. What can happen when you're not paying attention? And there's some stuff going on here in the New Orleans metropolitan area. And let me just break it down. For the New Orleans, people here in New Orleans, they don't realize that New Orleans is a composite of about 7 different parishes. And those 7 different parishes make up about 1.5 million people. That's called the Greater New Orleans metropolitan area. And there's something happening here today that we can't remain silent about it. Everybody says, hey man, why are you dealing with that? If I don't deal with it or somebody don't deal with it, somebody don't address it, how are we gonna know? Now, why is that important? There was a poem that was written almost 90 years ago. And I want to give you some emphasis on that poem. And it was written by a German theologian named Martin Niemöller. And this is what he said. He said, first, they came for the communists, and I did not speak out. Then they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out. That's what we want to talk about this morning. Then first they came. And that's so key and that's so important because what's happening here in New Orleans, and the key about it is that Martin Niemöller bought into what was happening in his day. He thought it was a great thing to isolate certain people. He thought it was a great thing to just move them out. And the thing about this, he was a theologian. He was a pastor until he was thrown into the concentration camp and nobody was there to pick up him. And I don't want to give you the wrong impression. America is not Germany. But we have a pattern here that seems to be repeating itself. And remember this, great nations don't fall overnight. They don't fall overnight. No, they go inch by inch, group by group, silence by silence. And what's happening is that, and we're going to examine the pattern here, what's happening in New Orleans. We're going to examine what's happening with ICE, Border Patrol, mass agents, randomly stopping people, quotas. I thought it was about no quotas. Racial profiling, fear in schools, fear in grocery stores, fear in parking lots. Yeah, this episode is called First They Came because the people being taken are voiceless. And history teaches us that it never lasts, it never stops with them, buddy. It never stops with them. And it's just never ceased to amaze me. And as we look at this and we continue to roll on with it, it's just amazing to me that people are being silent about this. People are just watching the New Orleans metropolitan area under siege. We're actually under siege. And few people are saying anything. They're sitting back watching this happen. And this is not an accident. You see, they're going after the ones who are voiceless first. That's always how it starts. It always starts going over those who are voiceless. But history teaches us they're never the last ones. No, they're never the last ones. Because what's going to happen after they've gotten everybody, then they're going to come for you. And that's why it's so important for us to look at it. And you can't say the city isn't under siege. When I say city, I'm talking about the New Orleans metropolitan area, because it is under siege. And here in segment 1, we're going to deal with that siege. We're going to get an understanding of it, and we're going to see its impact on not just the people that they're stopping. No, it's just insidious what they're doing. And we're going to look at it from an in-depth perspective, because what happens is that ICE, or Department of Homeland Security, invaded the New Orleans metropolitan area in October and November of this year on some thing they call Operation Kachuba Crunch. Operator Kachuba Crunch, I can't even pronounce it. And led in part by Border Control Commander Gregory Bonavello. And there's, look, but check this out. This is what doesn't make any sense. Even before they come into the New Orleans metropolitan area, their stated goal is to arrest 5,000 people in New Orleans metropolitan area. So they're not going in and saying, hey, we're going to deal with crime, we're going to deal with criminals, we're going to deal with people who are misfits. Their goal immediately is to arrest 5,000 people. 5,000 people in a city of 1.3 to 1.5 million people. New Orleans isn't a huge city. It's a significant city, but it isn't a huge city. And their goal is to arrest 5,000 people. So what has changed? What has changed? Ask yourself that question. 5,000 immigrants? You announce your target goals before you even come in and do the analysis of what's going on? Before you meet with local officials to find out what their needs are? That sounds suspicious to me. And that's what we saw. Think about it. We saw this in Chicago, which is a much larger city. We saw this in Los Angeles, which is a much larger city. We saw this in Minneapolis and Houston. And now they're here in New Orleans with a targeted goal of 5,000 people. You know, the New Orleans metropolitan area has about 100,000 immigrants, and 70,000 of those immigrants are legal. Yes. And what happens is that how can you get that number out of that? You see, so when you have, now that you have a target, and that's the target number they have, and they got to have a whole new criteria to arrest 5,000 targeted people. That's a quarter. Now, as I always tell you, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, I'm not independent anymore. I'm changing my registration to anybody, whatever. I don't want to be targeted in any way. But no party, I'm sorry, it's called no party. Thank you. But to hit those numbers, they have to stop anybody who looks like they might be foreign born. Wrong accent, brown or black, wrong neighborhood, any criteria but crime. And the Guardian newspaper said, and the Guardian newspaper questioned that in New Orleans, in the last 30 to 45 days, they have stopped roughly about 7,000 people. Now, I want you to, we're going to stop there. I want you to see this video that clearly explains it. And as the producer's saying, this is basically a new form of stop and frisk on steroids. I want you to see what happened in a place called Marrero, which is a part of metropolitan New Orleans. I want to play this clip, and I want you to take a look at it so you can see what I'm talking about. You know, I always tell you, white ice is colder than black ice. So I just want to confirm it for you. Might play that first video so we can get some idea of what I'm talking about here.
We begin this half hour with the federal immigration crackdown in New Orleans. Customs and Border Patrol agents have been in the city for a week and are pledging to make 5,000 arrests of undocumented migrants facing criminal charges. But as Katie Weiss reports, some innocent people say they're getting caught in the middle.
me alone!
22-year-old Jacelyn Guzman's home surveillance camera captured the moment masked Border Patrol agents chased her down the street Thursday in Marrero, Louisiana, a suburb of New Orleans.
I immediately started telling him, like, I'm born and raised here, like, I'm a U.S. citizen, and he did not care at all.
Guzman says she was walking home from the store when two SUVs carrying agents in tactical gear pulled up beside her.
They actually hopped out and did try to take me.
Concerned neighbors recorded this video Thursday as agents took a man from an apartment building. Other videos captured this week show agents targeting construction workers. About 20 minutes outside New Orleans, agents surrounded a group of men working on a roof. Agents were also seen arresting people in home improvement store parking lots. One agent beating a man's truck door with a metal device to coax him out.
¿Cuál es su nombre, señor?
Construction and restaurants. I'm seeing that happen from those two industries in particular.
Immigration attorney Michael Gahagan says he's been flooded with calls for new client intakes.
I've seen a lot of employers calling me. They have employees, they want to know what they can do now to protect them in case they do get picked up. Is there anything we can file now to prevent them from being arrested?
Is that unique?
It is. But at this point, the employers are being proactive.
Operation Catahoula Crunch has many outraged. Police carried protesters out of this week's city council meeting.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
Others are glad to see the agents in town.
This is Title 8 immigration enforcement, whether we do that on foot, in vehicles, in the air, or on the water. This is what we do. So whether it's walking a beat, we're all about making America safe, making you safe.
We caught up with CBP Commander Greg Bovino. How long do you plan to be here?
That is a fantastic question till the mission's accomplished.
CBP touts the operation is already a success, but Guzman feels she was targeted for her appearance.
They're just like racially profiling all POC, people of color, you know? And it's entirely wrong because they think that they are superior than us.
Many in the community scared to leave their homes.
It's devastating, it really is.
Asked about the encounter with Guzman, the Department of Homeland Security said in a statement to CBS News they were looking for an undocumented immigrant charged with theft who fit Guzman's description. For CBS Saturday Morning, I'm Katie Weiss in New Orleans.
We begin this half hour.
Now, can you believe that? This is a young girl, an American citizen, walking from the grocery store. Armed ICE agents jump out of the car, start chasing her. Thank God she was in running distance of her home and she was able to make it home. That's when you have a quota. That's when you're going to target 5,000 people in the New Orleans metropolitan area when you only have approximately 100,000 immigrants and people of foreign registry living in the New Orleans metropolitan area, and 70% of them are legally here. So you're gonna grab out of 30,000 people, 5,000 illegal immigrants who are supposed to be criminals. So what that does is that because you have a quota and because you have a target, the only thing you can base it on is their hue. And that's what happens. And so in this episode, we're looking at first they came. And what's going to happen is that eventually they're going to come for you. Because I don't have no empirical evidence, but this looked like a test run. Because City Council President J.P. Morrell said, look, there's no rational basis for this sweep. Crime is down to historical levels in New Orleans. It's down 12-15%. Homicides are at a 50-year low. So what's the drive? Why are you in the New Orleans metropolitan area? The numbers don't lie. Something is fundamentally out of sync here when you just look at it on the surface. But when you take a deep dive, you realize that the New Orleans metro area is a model. Yes, it's a model. It's a test case. It's allowing for the protocol to fully manifest itself. Because when you look at the numbers tell you there's no need for ICE, Border Patrol in New Orleans. Border Patrol in New Orleans, where you have less than, in New Orleans metropolitan area, I'll say this again, you have less than 100,000 foreign-born residents. of which 78,000 of them are probably non-citizens. So you're going to get 5,000 out of that group? Something is fundamentally wrong with that. Something has gone haywire. And you can see it. And the good thing about it is that I want to show you this video. Mike, see if you can pull up that video, the one with Kenner, the largest population. I just want you to see that right quick. Because what happens is that they're going into Home Depot, Lowe's, Floor & Decor, Walmart. They're going into places in these sweeps that are incredible. They got it so people are afraid to come out of their houses. Yes, these sweeps for so-called violent criminals, out of 70,000 people, you're going to find 5,000 violent criminals? Those numbers just don't make sense. They don't make sense. Show that video, Mike. And this is in Kenner, where you got probably the largest population of immigrants.
They cannot come in if you do not give that verbal, allowed permission. Do not open your door. They need permission to enter your house unless they have a paper. They don't got papers. Let's go to patrol. By law, they cannot enter unless you open your door and give them permission. Anyway, U.S. Border Patrol. Get us up.
Now, this is not reality. This is not about risk. This is from Washington, D.C. This is pure politics. This is a national strategy that uses immigration raids in blue-collar cities. Notice where they've gone. They've only gone into blue cities. The same thing happened in Chicago. Now, the thing about Chicago, the first 1,900 arrests, only 15% of them had criminal convictions. And most of those were like traffic stops or nonviolent type offenses. Think about it. A city as large as Chicago, they can only grab about 1,900. How in the world are you going to get 5,000 out of the greater New Orleans metropolitan area that only has about 1.5 million people and about 70,000 immigrants? That's quotas. And it's the same thing that they always complain about, DEIs and quotas. So you're going to arbitrarily and capriciously set up a quota to hit thousands of people, and you're just not arresting them for criminal activities. You're going knocking on people's doors. You got people on top of roofs, hammering with nails and in danger. You're going, the man took his ladder up. They went and got a ladder, put up and got on his roof. That don't make good nonsense. Who authorized ICE Border Control to do this? What's the purpose behind this? I have a theory. And my theory suggests to you is economics. Break the backbone of the economy, and you make people not want to be involved. You make people start to question their choices, and you make them align themselves with you out of fear. We're going to take this short break. We're going to come back and we're going to look at that. We're going to look at ICE and border control operations and why is it significant, how it impacts you, and what you can possibly do. Because something smells foul here. And when there's a fly in the ointment, there's a fly in the ointment. We'll be right back.
Never went home again. Stand as far away from me as you can and ask me why.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
Are you looking for a home to live stream your next event? Give us a call here at Bethesda Community Event Center, the only place on the Gulf Coast that can host and broadcast live your wedding reception, your baby shower, business seminar, and any other special event. Give us a call at 504-708-9454 for more details.
Still dealing with hurricane damage on your roof or damages to your home in general? Call Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 or visit stepconstruction.com. Step Construction is fully licensed and fully insured. We tell the insurance companies what they owe you. For a peace of mind, protect your most valuable asset. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
Bethesda House of Prayer. Bethesda is a church for non-traditional worshipers, a church designed for those who love God's Word. Would you like to attend a church where believers and non-believers can choose to worship together? A church where cultural differences does not get in the way of God's message. We invite you to be our special guest. Our services begin 9 a.m. on Sunday, located at 7601 West Bank Expressway, Suite B, Marrero, Louisiana. For more information, contact us at 504-348-0132.
This is Pastor Don Laura Jones, inviting you to join us on Talk What You Know, Hard Talk, the new edition, where you become the expert. The barber, the beautician, the beauty shop, those are the people we're going to talk to, the grassroots people, the people in the community who really knows what's going on. You know, the street knows what's happening before anybody else. So we encourage you to join us each and every Wednesday at 11 a.m. on Talk What You Know, Hard Talk, on NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com, where you become the expert, where we explore politics, business, ecclesiastical issues, and everything that impacts you on a daily basis. We encourage you to join us every Wednesday at 11 a.m., where we bring you exciting people from the community, talking what you know, hard talk, no holds barred, where you become the expert.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Marrero, Louisiana.
Operation Kachuba Crunch. Catahoula Crunch, thank you. Well, I got some good people, man. Catahoula Crunch. Like I say, man, you listen. I definitely don't want to deal with this. I'm supposed to be dealing with this black cow and the economics of this $2.2 trillion. And they just keep pulling me back into this stuff, man. This is not where I want to be. But the producer said this is a problem, and it is a problem in New Orleans metropolitan area. Look, Operation Catawba, what's it called? Catahoula Crunch. They're telling me different pronunciations. Kahula, okay, all right. Anyway, Operation Catawba Crunch. These people are going into Walmart parking lots, man. They're going to Home Depot. Matter of fact, people in Atlanta and all over the country protesting Home Depot. Matter of fact, I haven't bought anything from them in about 2 weeks. They're going to bus stops. They're going in Hispanic neighborhoods in Kenner, Harvey, Marrero, and St. Rose on construction sites. They even saw me in the first quarter, man. The New Orleans first quarter, walking up trying to find uniform in plain clothes people with masks on. Something is wrong here. That don't in tactical gear. Well, this is not Afghanistan. In tactical gear, unmarked pickups, white vans. I mean, it's just phenomenal what's going on there. And let me make it clear, Border Patrol is not a local police force. I'll say it again. Border Control is not a local police force. They are not trained in community policing. No, they're not. They're not trained. They're trained. They're trained in. They're not trained in interdiction. They're trained in identification. I'm sorry, and revert that. They are not equipped to do what they're trying to do. Border Patrol is not a local police force. And these guys are jumping out of the cars, running into people's cars, trying to stop them, running in Home Depot, running in Floor & Decor. This is insane. They are not built for identification. They are built for interdiction at the border. And that's why you see them, they look bedazzled, they look confused, they look like they don't know what's really going on. They're running down the street in the New Orleans metropolitan area, stopping anybody. If you're the right hue, like the little girl, if you're the right hue, they stop you. Now they gave a pretense. She looked like somebody who was on their list who was wanted for theft. That's not their job. That's local police. And why you think the local police, you see what they're doing? They're doing what they did in Nazi Germany. Now, people don't like to say that, and they don't like to bring up, but they're practicing psychological warfare. Because what happens is that if I get you discombobulated, and you lose focus, now this immigrant group that I'm targeting in the workshops, in the halls, on the streets, they all discombobulated. And check this out. Louisiana passed some crazy laws. And these crazy laws say that you cannot hinder immigration from enforcing what they do. Yes, the legislature passed these laws that pretty much hand tie you, that tell you that in this psychological warfare, you can't teach people their rights. Because if you teach people their rights, it could be interpreted as interference. You got that? Teaching people their rights, their constitutional rights, the Constitution grant rights to citizens and non-citizens. That's the unique thing about our country, and I'll say it again, our country. It's not his country or her country or their country. This is our country. The United States is the greatest melting pot experience in the history of the world. And how in the world can the state legislature and the governor sign laws that say teaching people their right is dangerous and you can be arrested for it, you can be given a fine for it, you can be even put in jail for it? That man who stopped them from coming on his property to get his daughter that you saw, hey, that's his right. They don't have a right to enter your property without a proper warrant. Because now we're entering a territory, might have to go a little faster. We're entering the territory. Hold up. We're entering the territory, and it's risky here. And this is something we don't like to touch on. You have to know your rights. Now, I want you to see, we're going to show you these two quick videos that I'm not making this up. I want you to see what these people did. Mike, hit Hit one of those videos.
Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back. Back up.
I'm allowed to film.
Back up.
I'm allowed to film.
Do it now.
Fully allowed to film. I'm fully allowed to film. I'm fully allowed to film from this.
You got a certain distance you got to be at.
10
Back
feet.
up. You got to back
10 feet.
up.
10 feet, sir.
Back no, it's further. Back up. No, it ain't.
Explain it to me then. How
Back
far
up.
is it?
I'm a hold here. Don't stay here. All right, back up. I ain't doing shit. I'm just
What you doing there, bud?
No, look, you can't. This isn't no movie. This isn't a script. This is on an American street today. This is no Netflix movie. This ain't no Prime Video movie. This is on American street today. Why in the world would it take 6 ICE agents to take one man and subdue that one man? Something is wrong with that. Something is fundamentally wrong with that. Then they had the unmitigated gall to not want it filmed by the person who was trying to film it. Telling them, hey, what you got going on, bud? I'm filming this. So this man, turns out, this man had all of his paperwork. You can hear him saying down there, what are you doing? I'm an American citizen. You can hear him saying it if you're listening close to it. So in order to get the target 5,000, they're just stopping anybody. It's like, as the producer said, it's stop and frisk at a whole different level. They ain't stopping and frisking. It's now on steroids. They stopping and handcuffing you and bringing you to a detention center. No one knows where you're at. Then they're determining if you are here legally. Something's wrong with that. That's un-American. That's not what this country is about. You have rights. And you know what? They don't want you to know that you have rights. And you have to know your rights. So what we're going to do here, we're going to take a minute and we're going to take some time and we're going to let you know what your rights are. And whether you are a citizen, a green card holder, a visa card holder, an asylum seeker, you still have rights. And we're going to look at these rights right now, buddy. We're going to look at these rights and we're going to establish for you your rights against ICE. Number one, at your home. You don't have to open your door for an ICE agent unless they present you a judicial warrant signed by a federal judge. I'll say it again. You don't have to open your door for an ICE agent unless they present you a judicial warrant signed by a federal judge. See those ICE warrants they're flashing? I-200 and I-205? They can't enter your home forcefully with that. You can say to them, I do not consent to entry. Remember that. You can say to them, I do not consent to entry. That's key. Without a signed judicial warrant, they can't enter your house. You remember that guy asked him with his daughter, hey, show me a warrant. They couldn't do it. What did they do? They backed off his property. If they stop you on the street, you have a right to remain silent. You can ask them, am I free to go? And you don't have to tell them anything. And if they let you go, walk away respectfully, don't say anything. You don't have to say anything. And if they stop you in the car, there's one video, Mike, show that other video, stop, buddy. I want them to see this ICE agent, and I think that we got it. He got some kind of metal item banging on a man's car, that's an agent that done lost his mind. That's an agent that's insane. He's actually physically banging on a man's car, getting them through Home Depot and Lowe's. Think about that. That's insane. So if they stop you in your car, you got to show them your ID. That's a requirement. You got to, now, your passenger, they can't ask your passenger for their ID unless they have reasonable cause, reasonable suspicion. They don't have the authority to do that. And you have to know that. You have to show them your ID. You may have to show them your passport. You may have to show them your green card, but your passenger does not. And that's key. And all you have to do is be silent and say to them, hey, no. And another thing you can do, you can say to them, hey, I don't want you to search my car. You have a right to refuse and say, hey, officer, I don't consent to you searching my car. That's your right. That's key. Understand your rights. See, you can fight back when you know your rights. Excuse me. And if you're detained by them, many things first do, you ask for a lawyer. You ask for a lawyer. And do not sign any immigration documents. And ask them for your A number in the facility that they're bringing you to. Remember this. Ask them for your A number in the facility that they're bringing you to. These are just the basics. Because today, we're all under attack. And we have to teach, and we have to be vigilant, and we have to speak up. Now, that's the first part of this insidious plan. We're going to take a short break. Let me get some water and clear my thoughts. And we're going to go to another insidious component, the citizenship ban. Wait till you hear this. You're going to be shocked.
The New Orleans Talk Network, now on your mobile device, on your computer, in your ear, and interactive. It's new, it's innovative, and it's on your mobile device. Android, iPhone, iPad, and on your computer. Take us wherever you go. Because we're interactive. 504-341-TALK. That's 504-341-8255.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Monroe, Louisiana, 772. Contact Lois at 504-348-1492.
It's your girl, Spice Divas, the marketing diva, the host of Red Lip Talk podcast. Check me out every Monday at 1 p.m. on New Orleans Talk Network. Where do I begin? We have so many amazing guests, from politicians, gospel artists, barbers, beauticians, entrepreneurs, and so much more. If you want to be a guest on our podcast, definitely tune in so you can see what we're doing every Monday at 1 p.m. on New Orleans Talk Network. Mwah!
Pastor Donald Jones, inviting you to join us on Talk What You Know, Hard Talk, the new edition, where you become the expert. The barber, the beautician, the beauty shop, those are the people we're going to talk to, the grassroots people, the people in the community who really knows what's going on. You know, the street knows what's happening before anybody else. So we encourage you to join us each and every Wednesday at 11 a.m. on Talk What You Know, Hard Talk, on NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com, where you become the expert, where we explore politics, business, ecclesiastical issues, and everything that impacts you on a daily basis. We encourage you to join us every Wednesday at 11 a.m., where we bring you exciting people from the community, talking what you know, hard talk, no holds barred, where you become the expert.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Monroe, Louisiana, 772. Contact Lois at 504-348-1492.
Hi, I'm Sheriff Joe Lapinto, and you are watching the New Orleans Talk Network.
During times of family stress, if you need a church to hold your funeral services or a hall to hold your repast, you can contact us at Bethesda Community Event Center at 504-348-0132. We can accommodate all your repast and funeral needs, from a preacher to perform the services, to an organist that plays the music, the ability to stream it live for those who can't make it, and more. During your time of need, all of your arrangements can be made under one roof here at Bethesda Community Event Center. We're here to serve you.
Welcome back to Talk What You Know, Hard Talk Edition here in the New Orleans Talk Network studios, where we're dealing with what's going on here in the New Orleans metropolitan area. I'm your host, Pastor Don Laura Jones, and I'll tell you what, man, this just never ceases to amaze me. The more you see things, there's nothing new under the sun. I can tell you that. And what we're seeing here happening in the New Orleans metropolitan area is not new. I think this is a model, this is a protocol for what's to come. So what I want to do now is to show you in part two of the show, something that's happened simultaneously. See, this is happening on two fronts. This is about who can be classified as American. Because what we're doing now, we're not the first people to do it. As I said, America is not Nazi Germany, but the parallels are striking. Now, let's move from what their stated initial goal was, deportation, to denied naturalization. Yes, they are now denying people the opportunity from certain countries to become naturalized citizens. I'm not making this up. You cannot make this up. This is not some Orwellian novel. This is not some Netflix in the future kind of stuff. This is happening in the United States today. The administration has frozen all citizenship approvals on certain countries. And it just happens, it's just happenstance that these countries are mostly Muslim and mostly African American nations and Caribbean nations. Oh, it's just a coincidence. People who pass the civic test, pass the background test. Now remember what you have to do to become a naturalized citizen. You have to pass the civics test. You have to pass the background checks. They do a whole series of interviews. These people did everything that the law requires. And you know what they're being told? No, you are not allowed to become American. I'm not making this up. I couldn't make it up. Mike, show that clip so I can show that, as always, white ice is colder than black ice. Show that clip, Mike.
Turned away at the door. That's what apparently happened to more than 36 people here in Indy today who were all set to raise their hand, take the oath, and become U.S. citizens. But the Marion County clerk told us their dreams were denied. Our Alex Almanza spent the evening getting answers. Alex?
Well, seldom does a naturalization ceremony end in questions. Typically, the people who are invited to take an oath to America have taken all the tests, they've gone through the vetting process. But tonight, that invitation was revoked for some.
Ceremonies like this one are dedicated to celebrating America's newest citizens. They're filled with pomp and circumstance.
Please respond by saying, "I do."
The tradition stretches back nearly as far as the nation itself. An oath, a flag, a promise spoken out loud.
Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen.
The script is usually predictable, at least until now.
It's wrong. Every part of that is wrong.
On Tuesday, Marion County Clerk Kate Sweeney Bell says 38 out of 100 people set to take the oath to be U.S. citizens at Union Station were turned away. Bell says the clerk's office usually attends these events to register new citizens to vote. On Tuesday, dozens of people lost out on that privilege, too.
They've taken the tests. They've learned our history. They have a rudimentary understanding of the language.
This comes amid a Trump administration travel ban on more than a dozen countries. People at naturalization ceremonies across the country getting notices that they're from the countries included in the travel ban. It's unclear if what happened at the ceremony here in Indianapolis is for the same reason, but it's something immigration attorney Rachel Van Tile says is a growing concern for prospective citizens.
We knew that it was happening in other within people from the 19 travel ban countries, that was happening. We had heard of interviews being canceled and things like that, but I hadn't heard that it had happened locally where they had pulled people out of line at an oath ceremony. It's very disappointing.
Now, Van Tile says this can be very confusing. She urges anyone with questions.
I can't make that up. That's real. People being pulled out of line saying you are no longer allowed to become an American anymore. That's beyond comprehension. I guarantee you never thought that you would see this here in our beloved country. People who do everything that you're supposed to do, going to this ceremony and being pulled out of line saying, we have to reevaluate you after you've gone through every protocol because of the country of your birth and nothing else. That's not national security. That's national redesign. I'll say it again. And people don't like to say it. That's national redesign. And we've seen it before. And we don't like to talk about it. We've seen it before. I'll say it again. We've seen it before. And we don't like to talk about it because it's so horrible. It's so terrible. We fought a great war over it. And you know what? Everybody thought it was conquered. But you know what? It's not. It has raised its ugly head right here in our country. And it's a two-pronged approach. Deport and don't allow you to become citizens. Who gets to be a citizen? Who gets to become one of us? Who gets counted the next generations of Americans, the electorate? The deportation and naturalization freeze are not separate policies. They are two sides of the same strategy. And this is what it is. Shrink the population that doesn't vote for you. Increase fear in the population that opposes you. Redefine who belongs to America. Sounds familiar? Does it sound familiar? Because it's real. And it's happening here, right here in good old USA. And you know what it's centered around? It's centered around what former President Nixon put in place. It's being capped and disguised in law and order. That's right, law and order. I'm gonna pause right there. And this happened in Indianapolis. Now I want to show you a video that this happened in Boston, of all places. Boston, Faneuil Hall. And you know what that is? That's where the Sons of Liberty proclaimed that they were not going to be oppressed by a king. Yes, the foundation of the country. These people were being sworn in. They stopped the ceremony. ICE agents and naturalization, they went in there and took them out. Mike, show that video right quick.
Who were ready to take their citizenship oaths at Boston's Faneuil Hall were told they could not proceed because of where they're from.
NBC 10's immigration reporter Oscar Margain is on it. He's live from Faneuil Hall in Boston. Oscar, people prepare years for citizenship. To have the rug pulled out at the last moment, that's got to be a gut punch.
Yeah, Glenn, it's supposed to be a special day for those who become citizens, and yet for some, it's become a moment of uncertainty. People are finding out through a rolling basis, these notices going out. However, there are some who are not finding out until they actually show up to the door of their citizenship ceremony. It's supposed to be a day to celebrate one of the greatest milestones in an immigrant's life in America.
This is a very special moment for me.
The naturalization ceremony, the final step to becoming a U.S. citizen.
I'm really happy to be here.
Boston's Faneuil Hall, also known as the Cradle of Liberty, hosted a ceremony Thursday where dozens of people were excluded.
To be literally turned away at the door is despicable.
One of them was Gail Breslow's clients at Project Citizenship, a Haitian woman who has lived in the U.S. for more than 20 years.
She's devastated, and she's also anxious, as is any of our clients who've been affected in this way.
For the past week, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services has been issuing notices like this to applicants, saying their cases need to be reevaluated. Most of those getting the notices are from 19 countries included in the current travel ban.
En esos momentos fue algo devastador.
It was devastating news for Moses of Connecticut, who left Cuba 17 years ago. He's approaching retirement and has a pending heart surgery. I just want the government to consider all the people who have come to do good for this country, says Moses, which helps make the country better, and not to continue with this approach. The process to become a citizen takes about 3 to 5 years. It requires an application, an interview, and a test, plus hundreds of dollars in fees.
This is one more example of the cruelty of this federal administration.
Boston Mayor Michelle Wu knows the process well, helping both her parents become citizens.
It takes a lot of effort and preparation, and so I know how much these families must have put in and how excited they must have been at that moment.
And Mayor Wu said that her office is limited in what they can do to try to help.
You can't make this up. That's script, man. This is real. This happened at Boston Faneuil Hall, where the Sons of Liberty could proclaim that there wasn't going to be subject to a king. This ceremony is at one of the most sacred places in the United States. And these people did everything that they were supposed to do to become citizens. And the audacity of ICE to go in and just rip them out there like they're non-human. You see what's happening? And your silence, your complicity makes you a part of it. And then they came for me. Think about it. We can't be silent, because what you see going on here, shrinking of the population that can vote, putting fear in the population that opposes you, redefining what it means to be an American, and called it law and order. No, it's intimidation and reshaping of America. I'll say it again, it's intimidation and the reshaping of America. And we cannot be silent. And for those of you who are telling me, hey, Pastor, just leave it alone. It's not your business. Yes, but it is my business. And I'm going to continue to talk about it. We're going to take a short break, and I'm going to come back and close this thing out, because this is just incredible what's happening here in New Orleans metropolitan area, and incredible what's happening all over this country. And you know what? The solid majority, the 70% of us who don't agree with it, need to stand up. We're going to be right back after this short break. Just got to take this break. Thanks for being with us here on New Orleans Talk Network. We'll be right back after the short break.
In their hands, when you teach the children, teach them the very best you can. The world won't get no better if we're just...
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
The Red Lip Talk Literacy Expo is back on December the 14th at 2 p.m. We are so excited to announce our headlining author, LaTanya Perose, author of Letter to the 8-Year-Old Me. Sign up to be a featured author or vendor today. Follow us at New Orleans Talk Network /Red Lip Talk Podcast for updates. I'll see you at the expo. Mwah.
During times of family stress, if you need a church to hold your funeral services or a hall to hold your repast, you can contact us at Bethesda Community Event Center at 504-348-0132. We can accommodate all your repast and funeral needs, from a preacher to perform the services, to an organist that plays the music, the ability to stream it live for those who can't make it, and more. During your time of need, all of your arrangements can be made under one roof here at Bethesda Community Event Center. We're here to serve you. Give us a call when you're in need at 504-348-0132. Give your loved one a great homegoing event. Come second line at our center.
Sing you a song. I will try not to sing out of key. Yeah. Oh, baby, how you like? All I need is my brother.
Welcome back to Talk What You Know, Hard Talk Edition here in New Orleans Talk Network Studios. Now I get a chance to talk about what I like to talk about, and it's the economy. You know what? When I look at all of this, and I look at the fact that this is primarily going on in blue cities or cities that are controlled by Democrats and certain types of people. I want to talk to you now about the economic cost of fear, because there's an economic cost associated with fear, and there's an economic, and I believe that one of the components of this is to break these local economies. Take the city of New Orleans, who has a fragile hospitality industry. Just imagine the ripple impact of a 5% drop in tourism in New Orleans. Think about how that impacts restaurants, retail, festivals, cleaning services, construction, landscaping. It impacts everything. Just that 5% drop has a tremendous impact. Look, parents are keeping their kids home. Parents are canceling doctor's appointments. Workers are hiding inside instead of going out to shifts. Fear is not free. Fear has a price. And New Orleans already is recovering from COVID and hurricanes and budget shortfalls and cannot afford an economy that's built on terror. And I believe that these ICE raids in these strategic cities are designed to curtail the economies, to break the economies, to break the backbone of those economies. And it's so key and it's so important that we understand that they came for them. But as Noah Meyer said in that poem, they came for the communists, they came for the socialists, they came for the unionists, and they came for the Jews. And I said nothing. And finally, when they came for me, there was no one to say anything. Now, they're coming for the immigrant roofer who rebuilt this city after Katrina. They're coming for the Honduran father who's hanging up drywalls in Kenner, a city in the New Orleans metropolitan area. They're coming for the Somalian mother who's changing the beds and cleaning the hotel rooms to the point where the Sugar Bowl is saying we may not be able to accommodate everybody. They're running behind a teenager born here in America who looks like a foreigner until she runs into her home. The Afghan engineer who came to the United States, who took a citizenship oath, they're going after him for no reason. And the question for you and I is who speaks for them. Because if you and I don't speak now, if we let quotas replace justice, if we let fear replace fellowship, if we let the government decide who looks like an American, you know what happens? Then they come for you and I. That's the price. Then they come for you and I. And one day, when they stop coming for them and they start coming for you, and that day is coming, you may not believe it, because this is just a trial run. This is just a protocol. This is what they did in Nazi Germany. And that day is going to come here unless we start to speak up. And Nehemiah's warning is so prevalent today. When they came for me, there was no one left to speak out. I'll say it again. When they came for me, Nehemiah's warning is so prevalent. So today, let's choose not to be silent. Let's choose to speak. Let's choose to make a difference. You see, silence has a cost. Silence has a cost. And it may not cost you today, but I guarantee it will cost you tomorrow. My friends, stay informed, stay brave, and as always, we look forward to being here with you on Talk What You Know, Hard Talk Edition, right here in the New Orleans Talk Network studios. And they want me to remind you, like this show if it's been informative to you, share it, tag it, hit the notification button. And something I always like to say, love God, keep His commandments, enjoy the season, and live in the moment. Look forward to being with you next time on Talk What You Know, Hard Talk Edition, right here in the great New Orleans metropolitan area, because we're going to overcome this. Look forward to seeing you next time. This is Pastor Donald Jones, inviting you to join us on Talk What You Know, Hard Talk, the new edition, where you become the expert. The barber, the beautician, the beauty shop, those are the people we're going to talk to, the grassroots people, the people in the community who really knows what's going on. You know, the street knows what's happening before anybody else. So we encourage you to join us each and every Wednesday at 11 a.m. on Talk What You Know, Hard Talk, on New Orleans Talk Network.